So I just did what I thought was record this entire review, but it turns out I recorded absolutely nothing. So that's a great way to start off this YouTube channel, right?
This day is becoming most wonderfully disruptive. Good news, everybody. Pugsley's gone.
Wednesday, dig up your brother at once.
You're weakening the gene pool.
So it's 2019 and we have yet another Addams Family movie. We are just destined to rewatch the same things over and over and over until the end of time, and then also get another White Spider-Man after that. But despite that very cynical outlook, I will admit I was excited to watch the new Addams Family. Something about Addams Family seems to just invigorate this sense of, I don't know, joy and playfulness with its creative team. The original 1991 movie, which I think is one of the most perfectly cast movies there is. I mean, Raul Julia as Gomez, Angelica Houston. I just say Angelica Houston? Angelica Houston as Morticia, and Christina Ricci as Wednesday Addams is like Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. level of perfect casting. I think she was born to play that role. But I think that, you know, if you do it right for a new audience, Addams Family could be a pretty great movie. Turns out this new version is actually pretty great. It's really funny all throughout. Genuinely just puts a smile on your face throughout the entire movie. I can't think of a single theatrical, well, Endgame, but I can't think of another theatrical experience where I was just pleased throughout the entire movie with what I was watching. That has to do a lot with the opening of the movie. It starts out with Morticia and Gomez are having their big day. They're getting married. And you see all the little quirks that make the characters what they are. You also get a sense of the Addams family as a unit. You see all the extended family come out to celebrate their union, and it's really a great way to start off the movie for an audience that might not know anything about the Addams family. Of course, the movie then skips ahead 13 years later. The Addams family has been forced into hiding and have found residence in a broken down insane asylum, accompanied by one of the asylum's old inmates as their new butler. This is where you get introduced into the Addams family proper, where you have Wednesday Addams, Pugsley Addams, and the little hand, which now has an Apple Watch on it, so you can see its eyeball, which I thought was cute. It also made me think that it'd be nice to have an Apple Watch, and even a hand has one, and I don't. Pretty cute. It gave the hand a little bit of that extra expression. I mean, I know that the whole thing of the hand is that it has as little expression as possible and is still able to communicate, but they don't do much with the eye. It's just a nice little quirky thing. And the kids are where the focus of the movie is. For Wednesday, she has this yearning desire to see the outside world. As I said, she's been secluded for her entire life. The only faces she knows are her families, and of course whenever her uncles and grandparents and aunts stop by. On Pugsley's side, he has to go through what can only be described as an Addams Family bar mitzvah. He has this whole process that he has to go through so he can become a man and be inducted into the Addams Family, mustache and all. It's the weaker of the two stories. Pugsley's story feels like it was taken from an episode of an Addams Family Saturday morning cartoon, which is not a bad thing, but it's nowhere near as deep as what's going on with Wednesday. Wednesday's story is she meets this girl, her age, and decides that she wants to go to public school. Wednesday's interactions with her new friend were the most compelling part of the movie by far. I mean, you get a sense of Wednesday Addams as this person who knows who she is, but is dissatisfied with the fact that the only reason she knows who she is because she's grown up in this one environment. And that repression naturally leads you to want to explore something new, especially if you're a teenager and you're kind of discovering things about yourself. So she just kind of wants to go out and experiment. And for Wednesday Addams, that means dressing up in pink and putting things that have unicorn on them in your hair, which of course is the worst thing that the child of Morticia could do.
Wednesday! How dare you enter this house like that?
Parker claims it brings out my smile.
You don't have a smile.
But I have a lot of things you don't know about.
I mean, Wednesday's relationship with her new friend Parker is essentially where you get that message. Parker is the typical pretty girl, dresses up in makeup because her mother wants her to, and she just wants to look like Wednesday, you know, dressing like a goth, dyeing her hair black, got black eyeliner on. If she was born in the 90s, she would be listening to My Chemical Romance, and Linkin Park would definitely be on her playlist.
Who did this to you? I did. This is my new look.
And you know, it's funny to see that storyline play out. It's also kind of emotional, you know, you get this sense of acceptance between the two of them that the adults of the world are incapable of grasping. Contrast that to Pugsley doesn't know how to use a sword properly. Like it just doesn't really hold a candle to what's going on in this part of the movie. And every time you're over here, all you want to do is get back over here. It's also Finn Wolfhard as Pugsley. His vocal performance is not as strong as the rest of the cast. Chloe Grace Moretz is fantastic as Wednesday. She has that kind of dissatisfied with everything vocal thing down. I mean, she's no Angelica Houston, but Charlize Theron does a great job with Morticia. I think it kind of falls down for one half of the movie, but it's not bad. It's just when the other half is just so good, it can't help but feel like it's lacking in comparison. Overall, I would give this movie a big screen watch, definitely. I think it's one of my favorite movies of the year, and yeah, I just had a great time watching it throughout. I might actually go see it again. But if you get a chance to see it, you can let me know what you think in the comments below. If you have a different rating for it, please feel free to tell me. And if you want to read my full written review of the movie where I get kind of in-depth with my analysis, you can head on over to DamonMichaelMovies.com. And I also got a podcast coming out where we discuss the Addams Family with someone who's never seen anything from it. Never seen a movie, comic strip, or anything Addams Family related until today, and kind of get into the property from someone who just was never exposed to it. So you can look out for that. It's called Late to the Party, a podcast by Damon Michael Movies. You can find it on Stitcher, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, anywhere podcasts can be found. You can also follow me on Instagram at Damon Michael Movies, and you can follow me on Twitter at Dami Movies. That is DAMI Movies. And of course, if you want to see more of this, you can hit subscribe. I'm going to be uploading more reviews, more videos. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, you want to see more, just hit subscribe, and thank you for watching. I'm Damon Michael Movies, and remember, life's too short for bad movies. See you next time.